always read the printer manual before you get the print. Both are perfectly all right. Okay. Then the next one was bias free language. Okay, this was such an easy question. See, it is actually say any applicant for the position of fireman must submit a medical report signed by his physician. This means you actually implying that only male candidates are eligible for this particular post. Why don't you write their physician? Okay. Then executives and their wives. This means, am I audible to you?
Yes,
This
ma'am.
means that you are implying only the male candidates. In the second part, executives and their wives. Obviously, their wives means executives are all male executives. Again, implied meaning is,
Ma'am,
हाँ बेटा.
ma'am, in second I have written executive and their family members. Is it correct or wrong?
बेटा wives means always spouse, couple.
No.
ठीक है, and family members तो मैंने वहाँ पे शायद half mark शायद दिए हुए हैं वहाँ पे. ठीक है, half mark दिए हैं उसके because you got the point, but obviously वो उसके लिए word सही नहीं है बच्चे. ठीक है, so you could have written wives or husbands. स्पाउस लिखते स्पाउस का वर्ड आपके ये काम किया कि अंडरस्टैंड उससे ठीक है बट फैमिली मेंबर और द फैमिली इज इनवाइटेड इट बेसिकली इम्प्लाई अ रॉन्ग मीनिंग ठीक अच्छा जी then the second part was about the right word experts they predict if you read the entire sentence experts predict that the economy will stabilize by next year it cannot be hypothesized because hypothesis is for the study. And right now, if you look at it's a kind of prediction for the economy, what will happen next year. So it cannot be even a statement. It's a prediction. ठीक? And economy is never like it will moderate or change. It's basically stabilize is the word. अच्छा जी, we don't study the report. Reports are basically the studies. We read the report and the data were inaccurate or inadequate. ठीक है? This was the answer. I think question number two in the first part, most of you did correctly, but the second part was a problematic one. Though I provided you with the answers, the questions, but even then, you people, what you have done. Like the general aim was to inform, to inspire, to persuade. And accordingly, if I have only inspired and inform, so obviously my specific will be pay more attention to the speaking skills and improve the speaking skills. If I'm writing to persuade audience, obviously to make them or and realize them the importance of the speaking skills and improve their speaking skills. Achha, this is the part that all of you have done almost like all of you have done correctly. But the audience analysis, beta, I provided you the scenario, and in this scenario, a successful leader in your community have been asked at a high school you attended on this particular topic. So obviously, who will be the people? I wanted that answer. That was so simple. Obviously, high school. Who will be the people attending this particular seminar? Obviously, students, teachers, staff. Even if you write students, it was okay. What would be the age group? Obviously, that's high school, around 12 to 22. Not at all more than that. How many people? Obviously, that was your free choice. People could have written even 100 and 200 people. It was okay with me. Okay, okay, beta, ठीक है, mass. Okay, fine. Acha ji. And then the religious background, there was no need of it because it was about the importance of public speaking. This is there is the cultural background. Even for the public speaking, there was not that much need of the cultural background. But yes, obviously, people, the speaker should have the knowledge of what the prior knowledge on the topic. ठीक है? I ignore you, Omar. Is it really not at all audible to you? Better because with me the internet is working all right. Maybe your internet right now isn't working, so I can help you about your internet now.
Ma'am,
हाँ बेटा.
ma'am, in specific purpose, I have written that it how it will help you in your professional life because as he was a
हाँ, it's okay.
businessman.
हाँ हाँ हाँ, इट्स ओके ऑब्वियसली, लाइक जनरल पर्पस एंड स्पेसिफिक पर्पस। अच्छा, कुछ लोगों ने ये किया कि जनरल पर्पस में लिखा टू इन्फॉर्म, स्पेसिफिक पर्पस में लिखा टू परसुएट। मेरा बच्चा, स्पेसिफिक पर्पस तो निकलता ही जनरल पर्पस से है ना, सो देयर
Okay.
इट्स रॉन्ग। अदरवाइज अगर आप लिख रहे हो टू इन्फॉर्म या आपने परसुएट लिखा है या टू इंस्पायर लिखा है, अकॉर्डिंगली आपने उसका स्पेसिफिक बनाना था। सिंपल है,
Okay.
सही लिखा आपने, बिल्कुल गलत नहीं है वो। ठीक है। अच्छा, देन द क्वेश्चन नंबर 3 was really very 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 simple. Like Mrs. Ahmed works at government, and if you could recall, even in the last slides, I gave you people so many hints about even this question and the other questions also. Mrs. Ahmed works at government girls college and is invited to a session at an engineering school with male dominated resumes. She starts her session and after sometimes feels that most of the students are not responding positively. Not the responding positively is like, and name the challenge and explain it in one sentence. Gender challenge, obviously that was the most obvious one. ठीक, then what is exactly, if you could recall, अच्छा, प्रेरणा, my voice, हाँ मुझे पता है मेरा बच्चा, मेरी आवाज थोड़ी सी अभी इस टाइम इंटरनेट मेरा थोड़ा सा ड्रॉप हुआ था, मैं दोबारा से मैंने क्वेश्चन ही रीड किया इस बीच में, आई हैवंट रेड एनीथिंग एल्स। ठीक, जेंडर इज बेसिकली द चैलेंज। ठीक, एंड देन आई होप दिस इज ऑडिबल नाउ। No problem, mera bacha. Acha, then most of the students are male, and remember, it's usually male students, male audience, they don't give a lot of listening cues. Okay, so obviously there she missed the point. She thought that maybe they are not responding positively. It was basically that she should not expect lots of listening cues from them, as most of them would listen quietly. That was the challenge basically. In the second part, in Shakespearean drama The Merchant of Venice, Shylock, a Jewish merchant, is not heard and given justice by a Christian court of justice. The name of this was ethnocentrism. Beta, the heart of ethnocentrism, the main core idea behind ethnocentrism is that one think about the other person as inferior. That's the only concept of it. Yes, the gender difference. Osama, yes, gender difference, but gender difference could be of any, like lots of gender difference. Here, it was basically about the response, na. See, the responding positively. I wrote this particular word. So this means there were not lots of listening cues. Okay. In this part, ethnocentrism, when you think the other person is inferior to you because of religion, because of culture, because of the language, and then you listen to that particular person, that's called as ethnocentrism. In this particular case, I definitely mentioned Jew and Christian court. So obviously that was because of the difference in the religion this happened, this occurred. ठीक, question number 4 was listening types. कहाँ गया भाई मेरा cursor? अच्छा जी, सो मेनी इन चैट्स क्वेश्चंस, क्या हुआ भाई मैम? कल्चरल डिफरेंस, बेटा कल्चरल डिफरेंस नहीं है। ज्यू और जो है आपका क्रिश्चियन जो है, दे आर रिलीजन, कल्चर नहीं होता, देयर इज नो कल्चरल डिफरेंस। Cultural difference means it's basically the religious difference, and because of the ethnocentrism means that because it was a Christian church. So Christian church thought a Jewish merchant as inferior. When you consider somebody inferior, obviously you did not listen to that particular person carefully. So if someone who is not listening to you carefully, can this person provide you justice? Do you really expect from that person who really think you and consider you as inferior? Obviously not. So that was the case basically. Acha ji. And if you, because some of you wrote because of the religious difference, they could not understand each other's language really, that because of our difference in religion we cannot understand each other's language. Nahi na? Acha ji, for the listening one. Acha beta, group suggests having a meeting on Saturday morning. Nicole, one of the group members, seems upset. She being you being her colleague want to understand how she feels. See, you are going to listen to somebody to understand the feeling of that particular person. And if you remember and could recall the essence of empathy. So empathy is listening or realizing the situation of the other person, placing yourself, putting yourself in the shoe of the other person. Okay. नहीं बेटे, it's not necessary. Jewish they now speak Hebrew or Yiddish, speak Latin. No, but I did not mention this thing. It was only basically you expected too many things. If it is like in the code, obviously you speak the same language. Otherwise, obviously you cannot even present your no, it's that's a fact, but obviously at that particular time they spoke the same language basically. After the establishment of the Israeli government and the country, now they have basically the Hebrew there is their national language. Earlier it wasn't. Okay, so the first one is the empathetic listening. The second part is two committee members make significantly different recommendation for the date and format of the company's annual picnic. Which type of listening will help you to decide which one to support? Obviously empathy is for basically for someone's feeling. Comprehensive is that when you listen to somebody for the verbals and the non-verbals, do you really need in this particular situation to understand someone's verbals and non-verbals? Appreciative listening is that kind of listening that you listen for the sake of amusement, enjoyment, enlighten, all these kind of things. Discriminative is for the sake of the main ideas. Here what you are doing basically, you are trying to find out which one has more advantages, which one has more disadvantages. So you are trying to analyze two different ideas. So that's an analytical one. Third one is, what type of listening is the most appropriate when you want to acknowledge a member's effective language skills, use of humor, and a skillful presentation of argument. See, language skills, humor, and a skillful presentation of argument. Where do we do this kind of listening? When we want to appreciate somebody for the use of humor, good language skills. Obviously, that's appreciative one. When you want to accurately understand the meaning of group members' spoken and non-verbal. See, spoken and non-verbal. Comprehensive is done. And when Bob was involved in a serious automobile, an insurance officer is not a doctor. Barry is just a friend. In evaluative or the informational one, it could be doctor or it could be the insurance officer. But you are as a friend visiting Bob. So obviously that's a sympathetic listening that cannot be, because a friend doesn't actually go and visit and listen to a person in the hospital for the sake of evaluation or information. What information will you learn? Informational listening is always for the sake of learning something new. So obviously we don't visit people for the sake of learning. ठीक है? अच्छा जी. So this was your paper. This is how it's being done. So I'm moving on to the lecture, today's lecture. That is persuasive communication. Okay, till now, is there any confusion? Anything that you want to ask right now? Nothing? When can we see? And most welcome to see your paper. I don't mind. When the university is open, you may visit anytime and you can see your paper. ठीक है? अच्छा जी, today's lecture is about the persuasive one. ठीक है? This is something very important. Who is going to tell me? I can see Mustafan. Mustafan, what is persuasion? Open your mic. Is Mustafan there? I can see Muhammad Anas. Muhammad Anas. Muhammad Anas, what is persuasion? Open your mic, beta.
मैम अपनी टेक्निक्स और आइडियाज वगैरह को रिटर्न में लाना, इसको मतलब जो है इस तरह से मतलब लॉजिकल आइडियाज और टेक्निक्स वगैरह को।
Okay. Anybody else? Basit, I can see Basit here. Basit, open your mic, beta.
Yes, miss.
What do you understand by term persuasion?
Ma'am, I think like to convince someone about a particular idea
Yes.
by giving him some logical reasoning.
Yes. Okay. Then who else I may ask? I can see Nas also here. Nas. So okay. As Basa said, okay, to convince someone for your idea. मेरा बच्चा Nas, are you
Um,
there?
yes, I'm there.
Okay. Nas, beta, is there any difference between argumentation and persuasion?
Um, Ma'am, in persuasion, I think we are convincing someone on our views, and in argumentation, we are arguing with someone else's views.
Okay, Chane. You have a little idea, but first of all, we will begin that. Okay, what is persuasion and what's the difference between persuasion and argumentation? Take it. Persuasion is basically what a persuasive message is one that intends to influence an audience to voluntarily change their belief, attitude, or behavior. So my sometimes my belief, what I really think something is good or bad, or my attitude or behavior towards something. So when you try to convince somebody to change or influence someone how to change their behavior or their belief or their attitude, basically I'm trying to persuade that particular person. I'm basically influencing someone, and that's without any force. Okay. So what is basically argument is and what is persuasion is, an argument explains what someone believes. Okay, what I believe, I tell you that okay, why the black color is the best one, and I give you the reasons, but I'm not trying to influence you that you also start thinking that the black is the best. I'm not convincing you for it. I'm just telling you that why I think that the black is the best color. That's argument. And what is persuasion? Persuasion is basically attempt to change someone's opinion. Okay. Like many magazine articles, when you read them, they are basically arguments because they choose one point of view and back it up with examples, but their intention is not to change your opinion or belief. They only present why, what they think and why they think about it. Simple as that. And then in contrast, debates and advertisement, especially advertisements, will make sense to you more. Advertisement, they basically change your exactly. Persuasion is one sided, argument is both sided. Even sometimes better what happens that when you read the magazine articles, they are argument, they are not persuasion sometimes, because they don't tell you that how the this thing is good and how you should start believing in it, in this thing, but they only present the facts and the reasons that why they think this is good. Okay, but the advertisements again is just one sided, and that's they basically influence your behavior and attitude and the belief system. They influence you to change. They influence you to change that why the Samsung is better than Huawei, or Huawei is better than iPhone, or iPhone is better than any other phone. See, that's basically they change your belief system. Okay, Ji. And then argument usually look like one-sided of an issue. Then form a final opinion based on the evidence. They look on the both sides of the issue. Then they form an opinion based on the evidence. Persuasion is what is one is actually what one-sided. So the goal of the persuasion in business is what? To change the behavior of people. And see, look at these examples. You are like, okay, that okay, persuasion means to convince people. See, sometimes these are the situation. What are these situations? You want a team member to change his approach to his work because he always is lazy or work late, and maybe never do the brainstorming. That's why I waste a lot of time. Maybe there is you want a team member to adopt your values like respect and tolerance for colleagues belonging to different religious, ethnic, and cultural background. See, this is what this is basically. And you want your boss to extend the deadline for a project. You want your team to work extra hours for a project, but for free. See, these are basically different kinds of situations. Here, only just speaking and telling people, writing to people is not enough. I should know the science behind it because I want someone to voluntarily change the behavior. This voluntary change of behavior is what? The extension in the deadline. See, the extension is in this deadline. Maybe I want and I want to convince them work extra hours and there won't be any pay. They work happily for me and without any money. If I want to convince these people in for all these situations, there are some strategies, and there are four strategies for it. But the most important one, that from where that we begin, is framing your argument. So first we frame the argument, then when I'm done with it, then I look for the balancing the emotional and logical appeals. I reinforce my position and I anticipate the objection. These four things that I do. 8 minutes left, don't worry. In 8 minutes के बाद बेटा मुझे सिर्फ 30 seconds मिलेंगे to reconnect this call. तो आप थोड़ा सा wait कर सकते हो उस time पे, कोई ऐसा issue नहीं है. 8 minutes भी रहते हैं तो it's not 8 minutes. ठीक है. Okay. So first of all, for the persuasion, we are supposed to argument, and for this, there are two models. Like these two models are used very commonly, especially in the field of marketing. People use IDA model a lot. There are people who even use theory of planned behavior. Where people use theory of planned behavior, I will tell you. But first, our discussion will be about the IDA model. What this IDA model is? IDA model will help you to frame your argument. ठीक है जी. You can see in the IDA model there is an A, I, D, and A. A stands for attention. I stands for interest. D stands for desire. And A stands for action. Okay. So first of all, one by one. A stands for attention. Okay. Attention, first of all, whenever you are trying to persuade somebody, obviously you should begin from grabbing the attention of the audience. If people are not listening to you and if people are not ready to read you, obviously how can you convince them? So very first stage of the persuasion is that you encourage them to listen to you, to hear you, to read about your idea. So attention encourage your audience to want to hear about your problem, idea, a new product. So be sure you build some common ground on which to build your case. So obviously, I should look for that what is exactly my situation is, from where to begin. For attention grabbing, in IDA model, we usually have these four kinds of openings. Like we open with an agreeable comment or assertion. We open with a sincere comment. We open with a direct request, or we open with a question. Acha, open your hand out better. This will help you to understand this particular concept. If you have the handout from Zahid, so it's page number 225. If you are following book page number, the book page means the real book page number, so that's page number 250 and 251. Found it? Motivator nahi hai beta Ali. This is basically you call it motivator, you call it like attention grabber. You are not exactly motivating right now. You are trying to just grab the attention of the audience so they can listen to you. That's the attention grabber. Take it. That's not exactly a hook. You may call it a hook. A hook is a better word, but not exactly a motivation. It's just an encouragement, because real persuasion and because people will get confused by the word actually. दोबारा बता दें, दोबारा बता दिया बेटा. I have written the page number here. Can you see this thing? This chapter page number is 250 and 251. If you are following the book page number, is 225 and 226. Sami, are you there? Open your mic and page number 225. Sami, there? Say yes or no. Sami seems like isn't there. Zahid. Zahid, open your mic.
Yes, miss.
Bede found the page.
Yes, miss.
Acha bete, bottom of the page, can you see the heading open with agreeable comment or assertion?
Miss,
Zayan. Zayan is there. Zayan, open your mic bete. Zayan. Umar. Umar Zadin. Okay, yes. To encourage someone to run to office, can you read basically if you want to encourage and begin with an agreeable comment, what could be the agreeable comment for it? Huh, mera beta? That's basically the opening. Yes. See, so this is basically what this is a kind of agreeable comment. If you begin from there, obviously the other person is like now listening to you. Even if you look at the next example, where is Umar? Umar just left or what? है ठीक है Umar beti, the next one is to ask for a change in grades. See, this is something that usually people begin with something very offensive. Okay, so rather than beginning from something that people don't agree, begin something that is agreeable. And the example for it is, can you read it? See, so begin something that okay, your even listener is agreed to, and it's agreeable kind of comment. So either begin from there, or the same page you can see open with sincere compliment, like with pleasure our members read a review of your recent speech before our local Rotary Club, and even that short review raised our desire to have you speak to our club. See, open with a direct request or a favor. John, we need your advice. Or maybe like open with a question. Have you read the company's latest health letter? Did you know the benefits of exercise even for those under 30? 16 of us are getting together 3 times a week in our fitness room. See, it's an attention grabber basically. So IDA model says, first of all, you need to establish that people listen to you, and for that, begin from somewhere that people could connect with you. First thing. The second part of IDA says that now you have already grabbed their attention. Now make them interested in what you are trying to persuade them. Interest provide additional details that prompt audience to imagine how the solution might benefit them. So it's basically like, okay, if you look at the advertisement of mobile phone, what happens? They show you a beautiful mobile phone, a handsome mobile phone there, and then they start showing you the pictures, the good quality pictures basically. What is it? It's basically they have already grabbed your attention. Your attention, your interest level is raised because of the picture, the quality of the picture. Even here, look at the example on the slide. Disney boost interest by showing pictures of
hermaphrodite twerk one time. I've seen it. No, no. Let's be honest, Justin, you made a few mistakes. You're not perfect. He's done some things. Dude, you got caught peeing on a video in a mop bucket. Why are these idiots who work for you taping you pissing? That's what I don't understand. Like, when someone is filming you taking a piss, If you don't want them to tape you, you turn around, you say, turn the goddamn
Okay, so we are
camera
back.
off. Unless it's mandatory, like Snoop pissing in front of his parole officer. That's different.
9 participants.
अबे ज्वाइन कर लो फिर से ज्वाइन
चलें जी, almost all of us are here. ठीक है, Abdul Rahman, Hassan, close your mic. अच्छा जी, so obviously first of all what I did, Abdul Rahman, close your mic बेटे. Hassan Askari, close your mic. Acha ji, for in the IDA model, I grabbed the attention of the audience. People are listening to me. People are reading to me, and then I raised their interest. Like Disney, what Disney did, boost interest in upcoming tours by announcing its stars who will be performing on the tours. Suddenly, it raised my interest as what the mobile phone advertisement do. Who is 1960196? Acha, take it. So this is what they suddenly you are interested in it. So IDA model says first of all, attention, interest, and then have people's desires. Okay, and how this desire basically comes, it's basically is there. Desire helps audience to embrace your idea by explaining the benefit. When you tell them, if you again look at the example of any mobile phone advertisement, they basically show you the mobile phone, they show the picture quality, you have the interest, now you want to know more about it. How you people will have the desire to buy that particular mobile phone when they start showing you these are the additional features in this particular mobile phone that you won't get in anywhere. So so that is what, that is the desire part, when you explain to your audience that what are the benefits in buying this particular mobile phone. And not just the benefits, you even answer the potential objections, not by telling them that these are the objections that could be raised by you, by only answering them. How do you answer? Maybe after looking at the advertisement of the mobile phone, there is a possibility I may have a question. What about the memory of this mobile phone? Because I haven't ever heard good reviews about the memory of it. And in your advertisement you add this information, now this mobile phone is with additional memory card or something like that. See, like again we move back to the Disney's example, that for the to raise people's interest, what they did, that they announced that there will be these stars will be there on the tour this time. So for the sake of desire, if the Disney stars for the upcoming tour communicate to the target audience, maybe right now you may see that even like there were some events at our campus when the campus was on, and if the star was coming, they used to basically have a video of theirs that we are coming to this particular event to fast newses. Why was it? It was basically for the sake of desire of the people. See, when you tell people, okay, this person is there, and this person is literally telling that this person is going to be there. Okay, so it's basically you literally want to be a part of that particular activity. Okay, and then look at this particular example. Let's assume you own a watch brand. The consumer have shown interest in a specific model of the watch. They already have the attention, they already have the interest. The consumer drops into your showroom. Please close your mic, I can hear you. The consumer drops into your showroom to check if the model he or she is interested in is really worth buying. So what is your basically what you should do? You should basically now try to engage their desire in this particular
नहीं था, मैं नीचे लग गया यार, मैनुअल लेके आया।
बहुत अच्छा किया आप मैनुअल लेकर के आए हैं। जयान ले आए अपना मैनुअल। Okay, so Now, for obviously for that, in that case, you must derive the desire in the mind of the consumer. And how do you do this thing? By showcasing the extra feature of this specific watch model, how it could be used in several creative situations. How can you make a phone call through it? How can you actually check your sugar and the blood, basically blood sugar level and all these things? That's basically for the sake of what? That basically drives the desire in your audience. In conclusion, I'm very sleepy. Talal, you may go to sleep, okay? But do not disturb us. Whenever this basically window blinks for the chat, I really get disturbed. If you have any question, a very serious question, then write anything on the chat. Okay? And then obviously the IDA model attention, then interest, then by giving the extra features, additional information, and answering the objections. Now the last part is the action. Obviously you are showing me your mobile phone, you are showing me the watch, you are telling me that okay, there is a Disney tour, upcoming tour. But then tell me how how I could be a part of this upcoming Disney's tour. That's the action, the call for the action. Action suggests the specific action you want your audience to take. See? So this is what, therefore, the IDA model says awareness leads to interest, which leads to desire, and finally, it is basically the action. So awareness, interest, desire, and then action. Okay, this is how the IDA model is. Even if you look at the advertisements today, go and observe advertisements. Most of the advertisements are basically designed and based using IDA model. They basically grab your attention, they make you interested in this particular product, then they make you basically that interest leads you to the desire. They show you the extra feature of that particular product, and then they tell you that that's the price, this is basically the available now in the market. That's the action. If there is a fun fair, they tell you how you can get the tickets of it. That's basically what a very commonly used marketing model, basically for the sake of persuasion. Okay, that's one model. But if I want to persuade people, IDA model is not the only one, because at sometimes it seems like it's more suitable for the marketing and for the public speaking. But if I want to persuade and change someone, his behavior or action, maybe IDA is too simple sometimes. And in that particular case, people suggest have a theory of planned behavior. Now it looks complicated. It's not at all complicated. It is quite easy. Look at this theory of planned behavior. And I am right now indicating this particular part. These are the external variables. Don't look at it. Don't consider this thing. We don't need it. Look at this thing, behavior. This is what we are trying to change. Isn't it so? Because if I want to persuade somebody, I basically am planning and my intention is that this should be changed. When I want to change someone's behavior, I should know that the behavior is basically the result of my intention to behave in a certain way. And this intention is basically is get affected by my attitude, by the subjective norm, and by the perceived control. So how I behave basically is the result of my attitude, subjective norm, and the perceived control. So if I want to change someone's behavior is that this person lie a lot, or maybe this person smokes. I want to change his behavior and want to convince this particular person, don't smoke. It's not good for your health. It's not good for you. How can I do this thing? I need to analyze, should I work on this particular person's attitude or the subjective norm or the perceived control. Now what they are basically attitude, subjective norm, and the perceived control. But first of all, you need to understand theory of planned behavior says this is what you want to change. And to change behavior, you need to change either the attitude or alter the subjective norm or the perceived control. So the theory of planned behavior, your behavior is a result of your attitude, behavior control, subjective norm. So if I want to change your behavior, I need to basically work on these ideas. I'm stopping here right now. Okay. First of all, today, go and digest this concept of the IDA model. Understand persuasion, Then we will do this theory of planned behavior. Our lots of activities are based on the theory of planned behavior. There will be assignment next week based on the theory of planned behavior. Even in the next class, we will do some activity based on the theory of planned behavior. Okay. So first of all, you need to understand आइडा मॉडल. ठीक है, हाँ बेटा मैं सब समझाऊंगी व्हाट इज सब्जेक्टिव नॉर्म्स, व्हाट आर द अदर थिंग्स, यू डोंट नीड टू वरी. मैंने भी सिर्फ आपको एक इंट्रो दिया है कि अदर देन आइडा मॉडल देयर इज अ थ्योरी ऑफ प्लान्ड बिहेवियर, एंड थ्योरी ऑफ प्लान्ड बिहेवियर सेज दैट देयर इज बिहेवियर, and the behavior is basically controlled by these three different ideas. अभी तीन different ideas क्या हैं, I will explain it to you in the next class. ठीक है, और हम जो जो एक्टिविटी करते जाएंगे हम we are going to understand subjective norms. हाँ, I have posted a note on Edmodo. Yes, what about the quiz? अच्छा बेटे, quiz will open. It is based on the non-verbals. हमने last week non-verbals किए थे. Just go through the lecture of the non-verbal. ठीक? अच्छा. At 5:45 tomorrow evening, your assignment will be opened, and 6:15 submission will be closed. ठीक है? There is a document, you read the document, you open a Word document, answer all the questions in the Word document. You can get the assistance from internet, but अगर copy paste हुआ तो वो plagiarize में आ जाएगा, आपके assignment के कोई number नहीं लगेंगे. In half an hour, you are supposed to read, understand, solve, make a Word document, upload it by 6:15. Late हुआ तो वो खत्म है, उसके बाद दोबारा मुझसे नहीं कहिएगा कि दोबारा assignment डालना है. ठीक है, so online assignment बच्चे ऐसे ही हो सकते हैं. बेटा इवनिंग का मतलब होता है पीएम, एएम नहीं हो सकता उमर. ठीक है, तो मैं आपसे रात में सुबह सुबह जो है ना, मैं 5:45 पे और 6:15 पे मैं नहीं कह सकती. मैं कैन अवर डॉक्यूमेंट टाइपिंग स्लो है, प्रेरणा कह रही है बेटा, इतना बहुत ज्यादा कुछ लिखने को नहीं है. ठीक है, तो यू कैन डू इट इन हाफ एन आवर बच्चे. और सीएस के बच्चे ऐसे कहेंगे कि टाइपिंग स्लो है. यू डिडंट हेयर मी, व्हाट डिडंट यू हेयर मी. 3 to 4 नहीं हो सकता है बेटे, दूसरे बच्चों की क्लास हो रही होती है. ठीक है, तो मैंने असाइनमेंट तीनों सेक्शंस के लिए एक साथ एक ऐसे टाइम पे खोला है. टाइम लिमिट बेटा हाफ एन आवर. हाफ एन आवर में उन क्वेश्चन उस एक्टिविटी को आप पढ़ेंगे, अंडरस्टैंड करेंगे, आप उसके लिए एक वर्ड का डॉक्यूमेंट बनाएंगे जिसमें आप अपना नाम, आईडी, सेक्शन, सारी चीजें लिखेंगे, एंड यू अपलोड इट इन द सेम फोल्डर ऑन एडमोडो. जहां से असाइनमेंट खुला है वहीं असाइनमेंट की सबमिशन भी होगी. बेटे मैंने अपलोड कर दिया है. इफ लोड शेडिंग नहीं होगी बेटे, अपने मोबाइल फोन पे खोल लेना.
तो अपना बंद कर दो ना.
ठीक है, मार्क माई अटेंडेंस. मास कह रहे हैं, मास साहब आप है सेक्शन ई के. ठीक है जी, आपकी मैंने अटेंडेंस मार्क कर दी है यहाँ पे. ठीक है, अच्छा जी, आई एम मार्किंग योर अटेंडेंस नाउ. से यस इफ यू आर देयर. ठीक है, सुफियान. Sufyan is present. I think even in the beginning, please say yes and write yes in the chat. Sufyan, are you there? No. Fasi, Fasi is there. Osama Shibli, yes. Abdul Samad, Abdul Samad, yes. Ahmed Saeed, Abdul Rahman, Zan, Zayan is there.